Hello guys and welcome to another one of these Holy Paladin videos that I've been making recently. I just want to say some long... okay, let's get this pull over with and then I'll say what I have to say. Basically, I decided to Ashen Hollow here since it's Fortified week. I'm not sure if it was necessary or not, but I think it's good value, so I decided to do it. Just pump some damage. You know, because at this point I still don't know, you know, how good this group is and stuff like that. So I just want to play it safe. Get your CDs on, get your CDs on CD, if that makes sense, just use them. Because, like, not using CDs I feel like is a big time loss. The biggest time loss you can have is, obviously, besides playing poorly in general, is simply not using your CDs. It's slowing down gameplay a lot, and the whole point of doing a bigger pull there is so we pop CDs there. Obviously you want to still have CDs for the second pull, because second pull is, oh, honestly just as hard almost, I would say, especially if you do decide to, but yeah, here we decide to actually skip these. I am not sure how I feel about that. This was a route Tank insisted on, so insisted. He said, let's do this route. We said, okay. And as you will see, it worked out quite well overall. Whether the route is good or not, that's, up to you guys to decide whether you want to, use it or not. But I personally didn't mind it. I don't think we lost anything significant with it, so it was okay. But usually people do it a little bit differently, but that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter too much. On Fortified, I feel like Pridefuls are less important on Fortified than on Tyrannical. I feel like on Tyrannical you really want to have Pridefuls for boss if that is possible. On Fortified, even if you get a Pride, for a pack or something, I think it's still good enough, right? It's obviously ideally you want Pride just before the big pull or the difficult pull. If we're talking about, min-maxing and whatnot, but yeah. I'm not expert in routes. That's actually the first next thing that I'm looking to improve in my gameplay personally, is like I lack awareness of understanding where and why we're going exactly. Like, obviously I have a general idea. I've done a lot of keys. Like, I know routes and I generally know what we're doing and stuff like that, but I don't know on top of my head majority of the mobs and how much percentage they give and stuff like that. And I've been actually playing with routes a little bit lately myself. Like, I've been making routes and stuff like that, even though I'm a healer, because a lot of times, like, you'd be surprised, even some high riot tanks, they have some really bad routes. And I'll be honest with you, like, it actually kind of tilts me, like, because, like, I invite a high riot tank into my key, and I expect, good route, good performance, and then they deliver some, I don't know, like 500 Vio route that has Pridefuls for walking and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong, like, I'm not blaming anyone. Routing is not just on tank, it's a group responsibility. If you have a better route, if you're a responsible player, get your own routes that you think are best and then suggest them in your party. And if people don't agree, if you don't like it, you're always free to leave. So, like, I'm not making excuses, I'm just saying that's exactly what I'm doing right now. One of the next things I'm looking to improve is my routes. But yeah, anyway, like, one of the advantages of this, I feel like, of this route is that we end up getting Pride here, right? And with this Pride, Hakkar should be pretty solid. Hakkar is a boss that I feel like scales very strongly. There's a lot of bosses that do not get too, like, you don't really feel them being more dangerous. They just get harder to kill as you as you go on and on into, like, higher keys. It's not about the mechanics. Like, mechanics always stay the same. Obviously how dangerous they are changes, but mechanics are mechanics. Like, they're not gonna change. However, Hakkar scales very dangerously because his shield and Sons of Hakkar and everything, and the interaction, it becomes like a very hard DPS check that you need to pass with your group, and it goes to the point where Like you can almost you almost need bursty classes to get past certain checks at some point. Obviously, you know, anybody can do it as long as you dish out good damage and as long as you coordinate. But what I mean is, you know, the ease of execution, how easy it is to burst the shield and stuff like that. But yeah, I saved Ashen Hollow here. I don't know if I should have used it here. I was thinking the most value I'll get is with Lust and Pride. But I also think I could have maybe saved it for one of the shields after, you know, after. But I was thinking, like, it's 16. This group started off strong, so I was like, fuck it, dude. Let's go in. You can see me pumping some big deeps there. That was big damage. I almost overtake Rogue at some point as well, and I did pretty big contribution to Hakkar, and I'm pretty happy with it. I feel like this is the first key where I've actually started playing Holy Paladin proper, like actually playing well. And I'll explain why in a lot of reasons. I'll explain why. Like, first of all, what I mean is, but that is like my CD management has finally clicked in my head and stuff like that. But yeah, it was a pretty clean kill. As you can see, like my overall for that kill is 5-4, really good. I think that's strength of Holy Pala. That's why I feel like Holy Paladins are meta now, especially Venthyr, because of that like big Ashen Hollow that you can use in hierarchies that allows you to do things that you normally wouldn't. Like, if you think about it, like without Ashen Hollow I would have done like 2k tops there. So this is essentially like tripling my value in terms of DPS. It really brings a lot. But yeah, then we come back to this difficult pull, and I think this is where I die for the first time. After this pull, I'll say something that I started saying at the start of the key, but I missed it. And here I get like a bad overlap. I have to, yeah, and I get hit. And I click recap because I was curious. So what killed me is Shadowcore. So basically, we couldn't interrupt Shadowcore. You know, I'm not gonna like, you know, it's nobody's fault really. I couldn't have lived there no matter what, unless that Shadowcore gets interrupted. I did good though. Like if you rewind back and check out what I could have done. Lane Hands wasn't cooldown, Bubble wasn't cooldown, I pressed my Divine Shield, I had no instant heals. So basically I did my part. Rest is up to DPSers to interrupt. So you can't really blame me for that, you can't really blame DPS for that. Obviously we have limited amount of interrupts, so yeah. Here we go into Enraged Spirit, Fortified Weak. Be very careful as a healer about these guys, especially the higher you go in the keys. These guys will demolish you, they will melt you. Here you see Birkin taking damage. This was actually a bad cast, for example. That was a bad cast. So what I should have done there instead is I should have just kept damaging and then healed him with Holy Shock and Word of Glory. But I fell for the proc because he took damage and he looked like he was dying, right? Scary. Oh no, save him. But the only enemy we're fighting is stunned. So if I just was calm, I could have realized, wait, he's not in actual danger. His HP bar is low, but he's not dying to anything. So why would I waste 2 seconds to cast a heal when I can just keep damaging and then heal him? And he still would have been fine. Do you get it? Like it's more value. It's just more value. So obviously this is like a min-max thing. He lived, so technically I did my job good enough, right? So it's not a big deal. I'm just saying, like, if you wanna really, you know, get the most out of your gameplay as a Holy Paladin, that's something to think about. You know, when you heal, as a healer in general, you should always ask yourself, does this person really need healing? Do they need it, or is it just me, you know, being scared of them dying and then blaming me? Because I feel like that's a big part of it. You'll notice I'm actually, as a healer, I like healing people a little bit too much sometimes. Like I always want them to be at full HP because it triggers me when they're not and stuff like that. That's not always the correct play. But obviously if you don't know what you're doing, you want to keep people full. Obviously, like, you know, saying somebody's fine and then them dying is much worse than you know, keeping them topped up and then, you know, realizing you lost maybe like 2 global casts of damage. Like, don't get me wrong, the play isn't wrong, it's just suboptimal. Those are 2 very big differences. Okay. And here, Pride number 2, right? Yeah, that is Pride number 2. I do not remember whether I Ashen Hollow this or not. Let's let's see. At this point, it's obvious that we don't need to Ashen Hollow it, so I would have saved it here. I probably would have popped wings though. Maybe not. Maybe Holy Avenger if we kept going low. Because the area we're going in, there's not really a perfect place here to use Ashen Hollow anyway. So maybe my DPS could have saved CD there and me popping Ashen Hollow would have saved us some time, but that's not what happens. So let's not, you know, let's not linger too much on there. I'm not really sure still to this point what the correct play would be. In a hierarchy, I would say Ashen Hollow for sure. But since this is like 16 only, I'm not really sold on the idea of Ashen Hollowing Brides yet. I think from like 17, 18 that's a good call, but right now no. I think here, let's see what happens here. I still don't Ashen Hollow. So yeah, basically I wasted one usage, and because of me saving Ashen Hollow, I also keep saving wings as well. So I'm losing 2 CDs technically. So I'm basically cocking myself right now. Just something to think about. Obviously it's not a big deal, like we're fine here, it's no biggie, it's going pretty smooth, you know, we're all doing what we're supposed to do, it's fine. But like I'm just saying, you know, in terms of like how much we could have done faster and better, this is one of the ways to do it. You know, me popping wings there does give me a lot more damage, so I could have made these pulls quicker. Or if we killed Pride and DPS saved a CD, then they could have killed this quicker. So, you know, saving CD is bad, you guys know that, but you know, I just wanna get the point across. Don't save CDs unless you know you need them for something. And be careful of these guys. These guys on Fortified, I feel like they will kill you in 2 ticks, 3 ticks, depending on your gear obviously, and depending on what key level it is. So be very careful of them. And just so you know, if the tick goes off and you're not in line of sight and then you hide, the damage will still get you. So test it out if you want. You can see how he hid. He hid there for the second tick, but he hid too late, so he still took damage. I don't know if you guys paid it, like you can rewind that and look. Like when the tick clicked, so he doing boom, boom. He hid before the damage happened, but he still took damage. That's because tick happened before he was hidden. So it's very scary. Like just hide. Don't play too risky. There's no need. You're not saving too much time. Obviously there are exceptions to that. Like if you know what you're doing, go for it. If you want to do some fancy play with, I don't know, like alter time or whatever, go for it. Like if you know what you're doing, if your class allows it. But in general, don't play with those guys. Don't fuck around. They will kill you, and you lose a lot of time because the person has to walk back. It's not a super quick run. It's like 10, 15, 20 seconds. It's just a waste of time. It doesn't bring you anything unless you can kill him in one last rotation of hiding. And here I get actually a little bit scared, so I pop Aura Mastery. We didn't really organize our interrupts very good there because we're not on Discord. Like me and Birkin, again Birkin featuring in a lot of my videos, carried by Birkin since 1994. But basically, rest are pugs, so obviously we still don't know these guys. We don't know what to expect. So interrupts were a bit weird. I'm not sure how we did on interrupts either. So you know, I'm not gonna blame it on pugs. Just interrupt as a team. If you pull 2 lubricators, be very careful. They can kill you, as you've seen, and don't let them get the self-cleaning off. Here there's a very difficult pull incoming. It's the 4, what are they called? I always forget. The gooey guys. I don't know why I called them gooey. I guess it's because oil, right? They kind of look like, you know, like slime, like, you know, like goo. But yeah, essential oil needs to be interrupted. And these guys on Fortified, on higher keys, they can one-shot you actually, or two-shot you, depending on, like, if they both go on you, it's technically a one-shot, right? So luckily, I feel like we did a really good job here of keeping them, you know, under control. And here I make a mistake. I cast Ashen Hollow without wings, but it's not really a mistake because I get wings, so it's fine. But you know, usually you want to kind of use them together. You put Ashen Hollow, you pop wings, bam. But yeah, we keep going. Obviously, I mean, you know, you're making a mistake like that isn't gonna cost anything. But I did tell the guys to save CDs. I think I did. Told them to save CDs. Here, if you're Venthyr, there's a very nice thing you can do. So just do this. If you have Warlock, ask him to make a gate. If you're, I don't know, every class has something. If not, just wait. Don't be impatient. I know the Pride is running and it sucks to stall, but better than dying. Everything is better than dying. Don't be too hasty for your own good. Like, those 10 seconds are much more valuable if you're alive than if you know, just chill. Don't die there. Especially if you get that Pride. Okay, so now Milhouse Manastorm. A lot of people actually have different misconceptions on how this boss works. I'm not gonna go too much into details right now, because even I am a little bit shaky about it, but to my knowledge, it's basically, you see these arrows above people, you want to go on the opposite sides, because that's where this cast will go, this Z. And then you want to stun the boss with it. However, these soaking lasers, they need to be soaked, but if the person that's soaking also gets, here I get a bit lucky and I survive. If that person also gets the arrow above the head, somebody should take over from them so they can move and mitigate the damage they're taking. But you need to take over first, then they move. So you need to be quick. And here we completely missed the first bomb. I actually didn't see it. Usually it should be me that's doing them, but I totally didn't see it. And I say, oh, okay, I'm sorry guys, I'll do it now. I mean, I don't say it. I say it to Birkin, but. I mean, if I could say it, I would have told him to them, because we talked about this. Even though we as Holy Paladins, you know, you can see here I leave Consecrates, you know, down. Actually, I don't leave, but you should leave. Yeah, there it is. I leave Consecrate. Why? It's not the most efficient cast at the moment, but it's the cast that's one global CD that will stay there even while me doing bombs. So it's the biggest value I can get. And even though I was doing a lot of like random things, I still do 1.4k overall, which is really good for a healer. If you compare it even to other healers, it's decent. You know, it's not amazing, but it's good enough, as you can see. So that was a pretty clean kill. This group had a lot of damage, so things were pretty smooth. So far, one death, and that's that where I died. Wasn't my fault though. I'll use this walk-in time as an opportunity to tell you guys what I wanted to say and start. So basically my goal for this season is to... Actually, let's follow this, let's follow Enraged Spirit. This is an important pull. So once again, I'm looking at my CDs now. So I have Divine Shield, I have Lay on Hands, I have Divine Protection, I have Aura Mastery. On the first thing, I decide to pop Aura Mastery, which is a really big CD. And I pop Divine Shield. That's a mistake, and you will see why. So here we get masks. I get rid of some of the masks. And now I got nothing. So I'm trying to use Lay on Hands. I don't know. I think I misclicked on somebody else, and I end up dying. Big mistake. I could have easily lived there. I should have done Divine Protection. I should have saved Shield on the first Rage. And that would allow me to shield to go immune here. Aura Mastery and Divine Protection were enough for the first pulse, like first Rage, and then I would have been fine with the Divine Shield later. And also, if I didn't panic with Lay on Hands, I would have lived as well. So just make sure you don't panic. Don't panic in this game. If you panic as a healer, it's gonna be hard. I know it's difficult. Sometimes it gets real scary. I'm gonna try our best just to stay calm. And here I feel like I should have popped Wings. Oh, I do pop Wings. Beautiful. Okay. So I pop Wings, we push. I'm trying to deal as much damage as I can. This guy gets... I think he got yeeted. But he actually lives. So I think he chained back. Right? Used his rogue chains. That was a pretty clean pull. Pretty clean. Yeah, now I'll say what I want to say on start of the key. Like, what, 20 minutes later? I'm sorry, guys. Oh god, I really need to structure these comment. Like, I do commentary, like, sort of like improvised. I really need to structure it a little bit better to get all the points I want across. What I want to say is, goal for season 1 for me regarding keys is to get all the 20s. So I will try to do all the 20s on Holy Pala, I will try to do all the 20s on Disc, and then I'll probably pick one or the other for pushing. If things stay the way they are, it's probably gonna be Holy Pala, even though he's not my main, and I use Disc Priest in raid and whatnot. In keys, right now I'm enjoying Holy Paladin much more than I'm enjoying Disc, simply because it's better. It's as simple as that. Like, Disc is still my... I like the class a lot and everything, but I just feel like we are in a bad spot right now. Like, if you're playing Priest, I genuinely feel like it's better to play Holy in keys. Even in PvP, I don't know why Blizzard decided to cuck us so hard, but yeah. Here I do a really big misplay. Like, I pop Ashen Hollow without noticing that my wings are on CD. And I'm kind of tilted from that. Like, I'm not paying that much attention to my CDs, and that kind of annoys me. I don't know what I was thinking about. But that's a pretty big misplay, I would say. It's, once again, it's not something that will get you killed. It's just so suboptimal, and it basically, you know. And I remember to jump in the last second. Like, always remember to jump, or ask your mage to decurse you. Like, you don't want them to decurse you during pull though, but you know, get them to decurse you if they're not doing anything else. And that was pretty clean. I think Ashen Hollow helped, don't get me wrong. It's just that I would rather have it for the big pull with wings or pride, rather than, you know, you don't want to desync them. So, yeah. Now I'm still saving wings. I'm not sure what I'm saving them for. We'll see though. But this goes to show you how, you know, once again, like, you can see so many mistakes made, like these mini mistakes, misusages of CDs and stuff like that, and you still time your keys. So, you know, if you have any struggles or anything, don't get discouraged. Like, you can always like you can do it if you want to do it. Like, if you're ready to commit some time to it and think about what you're doing, you'll get there. Okay, so he says pull, pride, massive pull. So we do a small pull. I think this is where we over pull a bit. No, we didn't. Yeah, this area is very scary for me because it's so easy to body pull something. And it's also some of... Yeah, okay, we do over pull a bit. I don't think we wanted these 3 blade beaks. And our tank starts getting shredded here, so... you know, I started healing him instead of dealing damage. You gotta take care of your tank on these pulls. These guys, when they apply this debuff, it's a very nasty thing. Your tanks can get shredded. It's almost as scary as those dogs in Halls of Atonement, if not even scarier once they're on high stacks. But you know, just communicate with your tank. Ask him if he needs externals. I've saved a Blessing of Sacrifice, and it's good that I did. I feel like it was a good place to use it as well, but he wasn't dropping low, so I decided to save it. And, you know, sometimes if your tank is dropping low, then it's too late. So you just gotta recognize the moments where tank has potential to be like sort of like one shot. And what I mean by one shot, it doesn't necessarily have to be one instance of damage. I just mean, like, don't get caught in between global cities, you know. Don't be caught mid-cast and your tank needs like a big heal. That's bad. Okay, he pops meta here. No, he doesn't. Wait, what? Okay, maybe that was a proc or something. But yeah, like, this is a big pull, and this is where I give him Hand of Sacrifice. What happened to me a lot is I lost... A lot of times tanks die on me here. Because you're thinking, you know, there's gonna be stun, but they still have to tank all of this before the stun comes out. So you need to focus. And here we do big damage. I think this would be like a solid point for Ashen Hollow, to be honest. Even though they're stunned, you would like with Ashen Hollow they would all be dead more or less, I think, at this point. So, you know, just help out your group. And you can see here, like, just purely by dropping Consecrate, I've done like 10k damage. Really strong spell. Don't forget to use it. It's lowest on your priority, Consecration, but on multi-target it's the biggest value you'll get in terms of damage on one global city. Because, like, Judgment, yeah, it does more damage, but it does it only to one target. But Consecrate will keep damaging things while it allows you to do other things as well. And here, I actually make one more dumb mistake. Actually, I don't know if it was me who pulled, but I wasn't paying attention. I just didn't see that we're skipping here. It's really embarrassing. Now looking back at it, it's fucking lame as fuck, and it lost us so much time. But we're gonna +3 it anyway, so you know, it's not like it cost us anything in the end. We end up +2ing it either way, so that makes me feel a little bit better. But still, that's an embarrassing mistake. I don't know if he said skip at any point. I don't remember. So you know, I'll give myself like an excuse. And here I knew I was gonna get hit because I'm rushing, so I popped divine protection. That's actually nice. Although, like, don't get hit by that, it's also stupid. But yeah, like, just, you know, pay attention to what's going on. I don't know, I feel like here, watching this back, I feel like I lost focus at some point around here. Maybe I got like too excited about this, or yeah, I didn't saw you used invis. That's what I say. My bad there. Sorry. Okay, you're forgiven, I guess. Here I pop horse before invis. It's a nice little thing. You can also do Hand of Freedom. You just want to give yourself speed boost before invising, because you know you want to make sure you get to where you need to. Nothing is as depressing as like seeing your invis run out as you're about to, you know, go to the point. But yeah, here we do these two small pulls. I like this a lot. This is a good route. This is a good thing to do. Good decision to skip here. It's just that my blind ass didn't see it. And I would recommend jumping early on these curses, just in case, because you might get into like a weird spot where you wanna heal and you wanna jump, or especially if you have like channeling spells, which a lot of classes do. It's better to jump early than jump late. Sorry, I yawned. My bad. Sorry. And yeah, like Pride's pretty simple. Like, I'm saving Ashen Hollow for the next boss because it's 16. If it was like 18, 19, I think here I would use Ashen Hollow, and then I would use Holy Avenger for the boss. But here I'm thinking like let's just delete the next boss. Let's delete him. Let's go full nuke, because this boss can be tricky even on non-tyrannical. So it can be a tricky boss on hierarchies. His abilities deal a lot of damage. Here I wish I had dropped Consecrate. Oh, I do. There's my Consecrate. Yeah, but because of that I kind of waste one of the portals. No big deal though. And yeah, we really melted this fucker. We deleted him. Like, look at my damage. I'm dealing like 10k. I'm going full damage mode here. Spamming Holy Shocks on him. You usually don't want to do that, even during Ashen Hollow. Like, you would rather get Holy Shock on your friends, but if you're dealing damage, obviously, go for it. And yeah, here I pop Bubble just to, you know, just to keep damaging, and I do a really big amount of damage there. And that was pretty good. Pretty good on my part. 8k, really good for a healer. And then moving on, I don't know. I heard a lot of things about moving on back from the third boss to fourth in this dungeon. Like, some say you should mount up and go back before he opens the teleport. I've heard a lot of debates on what's faster. I think this is the simplest one. I don't know. Maybe people were trolling or something. I don't know. I feel like this is the best thing you can do. But yeah, here, you know, there's no more danger, so you just run back as fast as you can. I should have used Hand of Freedom here. I don't know why I didn't. But it's fine, we had people behind us anyway, so yeah, I don't know if we got Druid Roar as well. If we didn't, that's kind of a waste, but either way, we're all here. Oh, I remember Birkin got triggered here because tank pulls actually before they're here. And now they have to take some damage to get here. So yeah, don't do that. For this boss you should wait everybody to be there. There's like orbs that spawn once you pull the boss that will deal damage to anybody who passes there, and it kind of hurts. As you can see, like, look at the Birkin's HP and he's not even in the fight. Yeah, this boss is pretty simple for you as a healer. Like, just focus up. It can be scary, but you need to rely on your DPS to dodge damage. Like, that's your only hope, because this boss can get overwhelming if people are taking damage on all sides, and there's not like a single good spot to use damage. For example, on Disc Priest, what I like to do is I save Rupture for before we go. So before Shatter Reality happens. You can see Shatter Reality here is in 10 seconds. So I'm focusing on, like, you see, I pop Holy, yeah, I was smart. I pop Holy Avenger to bring everybody up. So I Holy Shock, I Word of Glory, and get a good crit. I'm Judgmenting, another Word of Glory, another Holy Shock, another Word of Glory. Everybody's full. Everybody's full. And I got wings now, so I go full damage mode. I hope I click wings here. Yeah, I go full damage mode. I help my tank kill this guy ASAP. As a Holy Paladin, you can pump out a lot of damage. You do everything you can to help your team do this reliably. There's a lot of time, and that's I think this is a pretty clean one phase. Then you just come back and finish the boss. Mechanics are pretty simple. Dodge keys, watch his hands. If he goes left, you go right. If he goes right, you go left. The best place to leave those orbs is right at the bottom of the stairs. It's a bit awkward for us as Holy Paladins because we kind of want to stay in melee to get resources, but this guy has a very dangerous melee attack, so just be aware of that. Other than that, it's a pretty free boss. But anyway, guys, because usually I talk until the very last second because there's a lot to say about last bosses, but this boss is pretty straightforward. So while we're killing this, I just want to say thank you guys for watching the video. Thank you for, you know, hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys had fun. If you don't mind, you know, like the video, subscribe. You can also follow me live on Twitch for more live content. If you have any questions, if you've enjoyed the videos, if you need any help with anything, weak auras, macros, whatever it is, let me know in the comments, and let me know what you think about the videos. And I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.